Okay, week two's in 3 suits. Let's have a look at this then. Let me just get rid of this that you can't see. Okay, so which hands open a week two? So it's a good 6-card suit between 4 and 10 points. Some people also play like 5 to 9, okay? But so these things are kind of up in the air somewhat, but I'm just going to give it wide ranging, anywhere between 4 and 10. That covers 5 and 9 as well. So a good suit should be headed by 2 of the top 3 honors or 3 of the top 5 honors. Now, take note of vulnerability. This is probably the most important thing. When we are vulnerable and opponents are not, we call this the position red. So we have red vulnerability and opponents have green vulnerability. We are at risk. Red is for danger. If we go 2 off doubled, we will score -500, while the opponents can only make 420 if they're making a non-vulnerable game, let's say in 4 spades, for example. And if they make some over tricks, they might make 450, 480, okay, and it'd make 510 if they make 4 spades with 3 over tricks, okay. So clearly it's a dangerous position when we are vulnerable and they are not. When both sides are vulnerable, we call the vulnerability amber. Dangerous when competing, but not as bad as red. So in other words, here, if they're also vulnerable, when they make their game, they'll make 620. So you can see if we go and lose 500 and they were to make 620, it's actually better for us to go 2 off vulnerable doubled than it is for them to make a vulnerable game. So that would be a better situation. So if we look at an example here, we've got this hand, 6 spades to Jack 10 9, Ace King of Hearts, and a singleton club. So we're at red, okay, vulnerable versus non-vulnerable. So this hand is generally unsuitable for a week two. The spade suit is missing all the top 3 honors, and we also have good defensive value in hearts or in any suit, as it turns out. You know, if they're in diamonds, there's a good chance we'll win Ace and King of Hearts, okay? So, you know, if they're in 4 hearts, for example, you've got to think about what are the other likely games. So 4 hearts, even though they're missing the ace and king, they could still be in 4 hearts. If they're in a 4-heart contract, for example, we're going to win 2 tricks, obviously, there. We might also get a ruff in, okay? And if partner can get us in and give us a ruff in clubs, then we can take 4 tricks and we'd take 4 hearts, 1 off, okay? So here, there's less gain in bidding 2 spades. Okay, so that's the whole point of this. You know, the whole point of opening week 2s is really to try and put the opposition off. So here, we kind of don't mind them being in 4 hearts because we've got some good defensive values. Okay, so if we have a look at this hand now, clearly, so if we're in the green position, non-vulnerable versus vulnerable, then almost the same as the previous hand, but this time we have an extra honor in our spade suit and fewer defensive values, and our position is less risky because we are non-vulnerable. We also don't have any honors in the other major suit, okay? Just two small cards. So all these things make this a good hand to open 2 spades. So what are our defensive tricks? We've just got like the ace of clubs. So if you compare that to the other hand, there's less defensive trick taking going on in this hand. So this is more a better hand to open a week 2 in spades. We've got slow tricks in spades. Yeah, we don't have quick tricks. Quick tricks are things like aces. Okay, so how do we continue then? It's okay knowing that we want to open a week 2, but how do we continue? Once we preempt, okay, so we never bid again unless partner forces us to do so. Don't bid your hand twice, all right? So once you've opened a week 2, you've shown that you've got a week 2 to partner. Don't bid it again. They know once you've opened 2 spades, they know you've got 6 cards. Don't bid 3 spades because, well, I had 6 cards in my hand. You know, you've already shown that to partner when you opened 2 spades. So whenever we open a week 2 and the opponents interfere with a double or a bid, then when it comes back to us, we must pass, okay? Now, we also pass any raise in our suit by partner. So in other words, if it goes 2 spades, pass, and our partner raises to 3 spades or 4 spades, we just pass it, okay? So any raise in our suit, we just pass, all right? We just assume partner knows what they're doing, okay, and they're making the right bids, and we just trust them. We've made our bid, okay, so we've made our correct bid with 2 spades. Let them bid 3 spades or 4 spades, yeah, and they're deciding that they want to play in 3 spades or 4 spades, okay. So what I play is Ron, R-O-N-F. So raise is the only non-forcing bid. So in other words, if you bid anything else other than repeating the suit at a higher level, it is a forcing bid and asking the opener to bid again. So for example, if I open 2 hearts and it goes pass and partner bids 2 spades, that 2 spades is a natural bid and is asking us to bid again. Okay, so we would maybe support partner suit in spades, or we would just bid our suit again if we're very weak. Okay, so that's the kind of thing that we would do. If we open a weak 2 and partner changes suit, then I play that as forcing. They should have at least 5 good cards and often 6. And they might have 0 in ours. Okay, that's a possibility if they're thinking about maybe bidding 3 no trumps, for example. So they may have no cards in our suit, but still might be thinking about bidding 3 no trumps. Okay, it's possible maybe they've got a long minor, for example. If they open 2 hearts, then the point is when we open 2 hearts, we've got that suit covered. The opposition cannot run 5 tricks in hearts if you've opened a weak 2 in hearts. It may be that partner's got all the other suits. It may be that partner's got 9 tricks in the other suits and can play in 3 no trumps. And they've got no interest in playing in 4 hearts. For example, you don't know what partner's got, but you've opened a weak 2. You've explained to partner what you've got. Okay. Now, if partner's a good hand, they will bid 2 no trumps, so, okay, which must be alerted. This is an artificial bid, okay? They don't want to play in 2 no trumps, okay? It does not mean they want to play in 2 no trumps. It is a forcing bid, asking partner to further define their hand. So what I play is a simple thing. It's just a feature ask, okay? So when it goes 2 hearts, 2 no trumps, for example, you're just asking to bid your hand and describe what you've got in your hand, and how good it is. Okay, there are other methods of playing over 2 no trumps, but I'm just going to describe this one that I play and I like, and it has good. It's done well for me over time. Let's put it like that. And it's a pretty common system where you just show features. Okay. So you're just showing features if you are not minimum, okay? Not minimum for your opener. A feature is usually going to be a singleton or void. So it's a little bit like Q bidding that we covered in slam bidding. So once we've agreed a suit, and then we start bidding other suits, potentially. So for example, when we open 1 heart and bid 3 hearts, and then bid 3 spades, that was a Q bid. And that could either show first or second round control, the ace or king, or a singleton or void in that suit. So we're very similar. Here we're doing the same kind of thing. We're showing a feature is going to be a singleton or void or values. King X, ace, queen jack X maybe, okay. Maybe you'd do it on queen to 3 or something like that. You wouldn't do it on queen X. Queen X would not be a good feature really, okay. It might come useful, but you're not going to describe that really as a decent feature in that suit. So you'd bid a feature only if you are non-minimum, all right? So non-minimum, what does that mean? So we're talking about 8+ points really, or what I would say is a good 7. A good 7 might be an ace and a king, okay? So you might have the king. So if you decided to open a weak 2, say king 10, 9, 8 to 6 hearts, okay? So I know in the description that's slightly off kilter, okay? But let's say you'd open king 10, 9, 8 to 6 hearts, which many people will open with, okay? So I've given you very sort of strict guidelines. Later on, as you progress, you'll tend to loosen them a bit, okay? But let's say you've opened king 10, 9, 8 to 6 hearts, and you've got an outside ace. I would say that's a decent hand, all right? That is a decent weak 2. And therefore, I would show that feature of that ace where it is. So if you're a minimum, you should just rebid your suit. So if you've got less than 7, all right, just rebid your suit. Yep. So it doesn't necessarily deny a feature, but it does tell partner about your strength. So it's possible you might have a feature somewhere. Maybe you bid king 10 9 8 and you've got like an outside queen jack somewhere. That'd be a 6 count, but you're not going to bid it now, okay, because you're a 6 count. So if our hand is at the better end of our range but has no outside features, then we bid 3 no trumps. So this doesn't show a desire to play there, but partner may pass with a strong hand anyway, okay? That's the most suitable contract, rather than putting you into 4 of a major, for example. So you might have something like ace, king, jack to 6 hearts and nothing in the other 3 suits. Okay, so if it goes 2 hearts, so here in this case spades it is. So if we go 2 spades and partner bids 2 no trumps, they're asking you to define your hand. Here you could just bid 3 no trumps saying you're good, but it's good all in spades. All right, ace, king, jack to 6. Okay, so the traditional way of playing this is always to show that it shows exactly ace, king, queen. I think that's a little bit, you know, it doesn't come up very often. So I've sort of reduced it slightly to ace, king, jack to 6. Okay. Now, having the other major. So it's generally considered to be bad bridge to preempt in a major suit if you hold 4 cards in the other major, or even preempting diamonds and holding another 4 card major. So this is because you don't want to miss the possibility of any major suit fit. Imagine you have 6 spades and 4 hearts. There's some chance that partner will have also 4 hearts, or even 5 hearts, okay, 4 plus hearts, but not 2 spades. So they might have 1 spade and 4 hearts, or 5 hearts, or something like that. And now, you see, by opening weak 2 in spade, you've now missed your heart fit. And that is the danger of opening a weak 2 when you have the other major. So having said all that, after speaking with a former England player called Alan Mould, so I think he's like now the captain usually of the men's team. He suggests he would always bid his 6 card suit regardless of whether he had another 4 card major as well. So you need to have a partnership agreement on this. That's what I tend to do. So some partners will not care and open any week 2 with with another 4 card major, okay? And so it's important I know that information. Many experts say that you can break this rule when you over major particular poor, a 4 card suit without an honor, for example. So I would go along with those lines. So if I have a poor 4 card major, like 4 cards to the 9, something like that, that's pretty poor suit. So I'm not too bothered there about opening a weak 2 in, say, hearts if I've got 4 cards in spades to the 9, 10, or something like that. Yeah, without an honor. Okay, so opening in 3rd and 4th seats. So this is kind of special situations. So one problem with preempts is that as well as preempting your opponents, you may also be doing the same to your partner. Okay, so if you make a weak 2 in 1st position, this is kind of the ideal position when you open a weak 2 because you've got 2 opponents that you could be bamboozling somewhat with your weak 2s. Okay, so this is obviously not the problem when you're in 3rd seat, okay, in terms of you're not bamboozling your partner, okay? Okay, partner's passed, all right, so that's good. Well, it's good and bad, okay? They haven't got any points worth talking about. Okay, but if your partner has passed already and the next seat has passed, then the only person to bamboozle is your left-hand opponent, okay, if you're in 3rd seat. And obviously, if you're in 4th seat and it's gone pass, 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 you could potentially pass the hand out anyway. So 3rd and 4th seat have got kind of special situations. So in first or 2nd seat, your holding should be good, but in 3rd seat, you can be a little bit weaker. Okay, so you could be weaker or even slightly stronger, especially if you are green. So that really applies, especially if you're green when you're weaker. Okay, because you don't mind going off so much. If you can put them off making a game, if they're, say, vulnerable. So if you're in the green position, right? I've watched like the World Championships, for instance, and people have opened with like 6 cards to the 10, things like that. Okay, so you can sort of reduce your weak 2 kind of holdings if you're green in the green position. So in the fourth suit, there's no longer any need for a preempt as both opponents have passed. So 4 to 10 points, we know there's no point really in opening a week 2. This partner can't have more than 11. So you'd probably just pass the hand out, potentially. Okay, what I'd say there is sometimes you might actually want to play in 2 spades. If you know your partner's going to have about a 9 count, you might think that actually we can play in 2 spades. So you still might open a week 2 with, say, a 9 count. You certainly wouldn't open it with a 4 count, or, well, it's probably impossible, pretty much impossible to have a 4 count in fourth position after 3 passes. Okay, but if you had a 6 count, you would just bin the hand, okay? But it's possible you could easily have a 10 count in fourth position. And it might be advisable then to open, say, 2 spades in that position. But in general, if you're going to open a sort of week 2 in fourth position, the idea is here that you're more likely to have sort of 11 to 15 points, okay? And it's much easier to define your hand by just opening a week 2 and then sort of saying maybe it's 10 to 15, okay? Maybe have 10 to 15 points. And then partner can still inquire with a 2-no trump bid, okay? But now you know when they bid 2-no trumps, they're not going to have a 16 count because they're a passed hand. So they're just basically inquiring, do you have a decent, are you bottom of your range now of 10 to 15 kind of thing? Have you got like 13 plus points in fourth position, for example? So let's have a look at some examples then. So West going to open 2 diamonds. East is now going to bid 2 spades. Okay, so 2 spades, we changed the suit, so therefore it's a forcing bid. Okay, partner must bid again. Now here we can go straight to 4 spades. We've got 3 card support. That's great. We only need really 2 card support. If we had like King 8 or King 6, really, we should be sort of looking at bidding 4 spades or something here, even with that. Because a lot of the time, partners should really have a 6 card suit. So here, with 3 card spade suit and a maximum, this is an easy 4 spade bid. Okay, where maximum, we've got great support. Let's go straight to 4 spades. I just realized I've got the hand slightly wrong here. That ace of diamonds actually should be the ace of hearts. Okay. Okay. So I've got the hand slightly wrong here. Right. So West opens 2 hearts this time. East 12, 16 count, inquires with 2 no trumps, asking how good are you? And you're bad. Okay. So repeating your suit is bad. And then East can just pass it out. All right. 3 hearts is minimum and you can just pass it out. Okay, slightly change the hand again. We open 2 hearts. East bids 2 no trumps. And this time we're we're not at maximum, but we've got an 8 count. We've got a decent hand. So we're going to bid 3 spades. We're going to show a feature. Okay, so this is forcing. It's not a natural bid. Just asking partner to bid again. They bid again. They change the suit. If they bid 3 hearts, that shows weakness. Changing the suit shows a feature and shows top of the range. So we're now bidding 3 spades. We're now showing something in spades. By the way, it also denies something in clubs and diamonds because we've bypassed them. If we had a feature in clubs or diamonds, we should bid them first. So by bypassing these, we're denying a feature. So that means we're going to have at least 2 cards in these 2 suits, which are losers. Okay, so when we don't bid 3 clubs and don't bid 3 diamonds, this person now knows that we're going to have at least 2 clubs to lose. Okay, looking at your hand. We don't know actually if partner's got 2 or 3 clubs, okay? But now, with a positive response, we're just going to bid 4 hearts. Okay, West opens 2 hearts. We inquire again, bid 2 no trumps. This time we bid 3 no trumps. We've got no features outside the heart suit, so we've got a good heart suit. So we just bid 3 no trumps, okay? We can't bid 3 hearts to say, oh, we've got our feature in hearts, okay? That doesn't make any sense because 3 hearts is reserved for a poor hand. But by bidding 3 no trumps, we're showing we've got a good hand in hearts. Ace, king, jack at least. Okay, and 6 hearts. Now East can just pass. Knowing full well they got ace, king of hearts to 6. And we've got 3 aces. That's 9 tricks. Let's play in 3 no trumps. Okay, we open 2 spades. East this time doesn't have a very good hand. Only got a 9 count. What are we going to bid? Well, we're just simply going to raise the suit. So the standard thing in bridge is to raise to the level of the fit. What that means is we basically count how many spades how many cards we've got in that suit. Here we've got 3, partner's got 6, so we've got 9 cards in the suit. Okay, so we sort of bid 3 spades. Okay, that's the 3 level. Okay, if we've got 9 spades, we can bid to the 3 level. So we go there straight away. What we're doing with this is furthering the preempt. We're making it harder for the opposition, okay, to maybe find their heart fit. Because South now has to bid 4 hearts if they're going to bid hearts. So what are you going to bid with this hand? 8, 10, 13, 2 spades, 3 spades. Well, you might make a double, okay. You might just pass as well. It's difficult to maybe come in with this hand. The heart suit isn't the best in the world, so it can be difficult to come in. But on this hand, you would lose 2 spades. What would you lose? 6, 9, 10, 11. So you would lose 2 spades, a diamond, and a heart. So you can make 3 hearts. Okay. So you might actually want to bid in for playing 4 hearts. I'm not sure. 3, 4, probably not. Okay, but you can make 3 hearts. So the point is, by bidding 3 spades, we've given them a guess. Okay, they don't know how to go to 4 hearts or pass 3 spades. So they can make 3 hearts. Okay, so we've bid to 3 spades. So we've outbid them, and they don't know what to do now over 3 spades. If they go to 4 hearts, they should go off. Okay, because they're going to lose 2 spades, a heart, and a diamond. Okay, so they'd go off. And the whole point is, we're making them guess. We're making it hard for them. Okay, so West opens 2 spades. East this time, now, bidding to the level of it, we've got 4 of them. We can go straight to 4 spades now. And again, that's going to make it super hard for South to come in. Now, the 4 spade bid here can be a 2-way bid. Okay, it can be either weak. So in this case, it's kind of weak. All right, because we know partner doesn't have more than 10 points. We know that the opposition have got the balance of the points. Alternatively, 4 spades can be a strong bid where we expect to make the contract to 4 spades, but we're just not interested in finding a slam. So that's one thing. Also, we want to just put the pressure on the opposition. Maybe they'll make a bad bid, because if maybe they come in and bid something, we can double them and take them off even more and get a better score than just playing in, say, 4 spades. So they don't really know what's going on. But I've told my partner I want to play in 4 spades with this hand. So it could be strong or it could be weak. Okay, and that's it. So that's week 2's. Next lesson we'll do preamps.